to the topic of the discussion and hit the issues you typically find reluctant. Remove the facade to fill the gap with some substance. We undermining problems, expecting to overcome it. Please hold the applause. We doing it for the cause. People follow culture before they follow the laws. We rather face the friction and not attempt it at all. Persistence will find solutions once our contentment dissolves. There's a hard pill to swallow for anyone breathing, both for folks who stay woke and those who be dreaming. We ain't slaves, yet we still ain't experienced freedom. What we need is the keys to access the kingdom. We're all in this fallen world trying to stay intact. I'm just a beggar, point you out to where the bread is at. So follow the breadcrumbs like Hansel and Gretel. Thank Yogi Bear and the thought engineer for that on Monday. It's Man Talk Monday.
Woo! Have you ever felt like no matter how hard you work, you just one bill away from financial disaster? Now, what if I told you that it's not about how much money you actually bring in, but how you think about money that could be the issue, right? So we're going to get into it today. Before we get into it, let me remind everybody. Now, I'm Derek, the Thought Engineer, here with my man, comedian John Yogi.
Well, you got right into it, man.
Hey, man, because we got to hurry up and catch the people.
Yeah, but you sure they don't know how much money we make though? It don't have nothing to do with how much money we make.
No,
because sometimes we reach for things that we can't necessarily hold on to.
Oh yeah,
kind of extend us.
Yeah, man.
A little more than what we can handle.
And we're gonna take a look at why that is a little bit. We're gonna dive into this. Before we do that, let me remind everybody this is Man Talk Mondays. It's an open forum where we give you the rational realities of relationships. But of course, we're doing it from a man's perspective. Keep in mind, this is not just for men. We want everybody to join into the conversation. How you do this, you go into the comment section, leave your comment, leave your question. We can see this. This is how you talk to us. But by all means, we want to hear from you. Ken Folk, where you at? Pull up.
Pull up a chair. Give you something to smoke on, something to drink on. And don't be leaving seeds all over the floor either.
You talking about seeds. There's some financial seeds. You want to
there you go. There you go, sir.
No. But today we talking about breaking the broke mindset, manhood, money, and making it work.
See, the problem with being broke is don't nobody want to admit they broke.
Oh, yeah.
When you save, you say you in between blessings. You don't say you broke. But I think there comes a time in our life where we have to say, hey, listen, I'm broke and I need to do better.
So let me ask you, when did you first realize it was poor?
Which time?
The very first time when it hit you, when you had that revelation, like, we poor.
Oh, when I was a kid, and but see, the thing about it, when we were poor, everybody in the neighborhood was poor. So it was easier to disguise if everybody poor. You know, my mama, my mama gonna kill me. But like our house, you could see outside in our house while you weren't looking out a window. Our house was so small, it had cubicles in it.
Oh no!
And so
gonna divide it up some kind of way. No walls.
It's funny. It's funny because hey, they made it work. My mom and dad were young, and the kids trying to figure it out, and woo. And you know things tough when them young people trying to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? With 3 kids.
Yeah.
And man, I just remember. I remember seeing the house, and the address was ooh wee.
3314 ooh wee. Ooh wee drive.
Well, my mom gonna kill me.
Yeah, she gonna kill you. We might not see
oh my God. Hey man.
We might not see John Yogi.
And you know it's funny because when you little, you just know you broke. I remember one time we were selling candy at the church.
Uh-huh.
And me and my brothers had ate the candy up. We ate about $12 worth of candy up.
Y'all ate it?
It was they were selling for $1 a piece. We ate about 12 different candies up.
Y'all ate it.
We ate it up.
Oh, no, you
My daddy
Oh,
whooped me till I was a white dude. He beat all the black.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God. I literally thought I had killed somebody. They don't whoop people that kill folk like they whoop me.
You know you get beat bad when you praying to pass out. You like, please let me pass out.
And
please.
they woke me up. Don't you pass out yet? I got some more for you. Oh my God. Man. And I just knew it because to me, they'll just give me a 20 and tell me to bring the change back home.
No.
What?
Listen, the last thing you better do is create a bill.
Yes. Oh my God.
Oh my goodness. Well, let me tell you my story when I realized we was right. So every year at Christmas at the church, they have this box, right? They had this box sitting off, and that's where everybody would come and drop the non-perishable items.
Oh, the craft,
right? The canned goods and all this type of stuff.
Lima beans.
Okay. Exactly, right. They bring all this stuff and they drop it in the box. When I saw that box at our house, I said, "Oh, we them people.
We the people. We the, and it's funny too, man, because maybe that makes it harder for us to identify broke when we get older. Because you get kind of used to struggling. You get used to walking in the house sometimes, and the lights may not come on.
Oh yeah,
you get used. It's not even a big thing to you.
Yeah,
you get used to.
We didn't recognize it was trauma. We didn't recognize that it's trauma, but it was trauma because
it was trauma.
It's a trigger for a kid to walk in the house and go to turn the lights on. Because remember, we were turnkey kids.
Yes.
Right? We were turnkey kids. So we'd be home before if other people would be there. I was like in elementary school, and I would be home first. Because my elementary school was closer than the rest of them.
No.
And so I go in and I flip a light switch and like, ain't nothing happening. What's going on?
The light off on the VCR. You know you're in trouble.
Oh, you had a VCR?
Well, if that's what you want to call it. You
was highfalutin rap come from. What you talking about? You highfalutin.
When 12 o'clock just blinked on it like that
all our clocks had hands. And no digital around there nowhere. What you talking about?
I mean, no, we was, and I think we kind of got used to it. It's funny. Nobody never made excuse for being poor because everybody in the neighborhood was, and I think it was more accepting because everybody in the neighborhood was living that way.
Yeah. That's why to this day, I can't stand shows like Good Times. I hate them.
Because it wasn't never no good times.
It wasn't never no good times. The one person who came on the show who had the potential to really get him out of there ended up blew his knee out, and he can't play football no more. And him and Thea was stuck in that apartment with the rest of them.
The name of that show should have been Damn.
And let me tell you, Steph Curry, I'm ashamed of you for that cartoon you came up with. Oh my goodness, that was bad. That was bad.
It was pretty bad.
That was pretty bad. I don't know. Y'all let me know if you saw the Good Times remake, whatever. But
it's pretty bad.
But it just reminded you, or it got you in this mentality that this is how things are. Right?
Yeah.
Lucy say, we were country poor. Describe country poor for me. What's country poor? Because I live in the country too. So what's country poor? Let me know. What's country poor?
I didn't know poor had a nationality or a suburb.
Oh, you got urban poor, you got country poor, you got if you said that cartoon was terrible, absolutely.
It is bad. It is bad.
Absolutely bad. Right? So when we talk about a broke mindset, for many of us, it was set in early.
Yeah.
To the point to where when you come up in it, it's all you know. But you know enough to know you don't like it.
Hot dog buns. What is a hot dog bun?
What you say? What? That's light bread. We just talking about. You gotta wrap that light bread.
Hot dog. Boy, if you don't get in there and get some light bread right now.
So we gonna play How Broke Were You? That's what we gonna do. We gonna play How Broke Were You?
I'm just saying.
Right. What did you make a sandwich out of? Right.
Whatever we can wrestle down.
Peanut butter and syrup sandwiches. Didn't have no jelly.
Sugar, syrup, whatever.
Oh man, we got creative. We got pretty creative. I have to say that. We got pretty creative. But what about going to school and you get around kids, other kids who had a little bit more? How did it make you feel?
I just, it's funny. I just remember feeling like I'm gonna do whatever I have to do in life, so my kids don't have to go through what I'm going through.
Okay. No, yeah. Let me tell you what I did, how I reacted to that. I got real quiet.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. I did everything I could not to draw attention to myself. Because I knew my shoes had holes in them. I used to take duct tape and put it in the inside of the shoe so my feet wouldn't be touching the ground when I walk. See, he wasn't ready. See, John, you losing. You losing. You ain't playing the game right.
No, this is the thing, because I heard Bishop Jakes.
Uh-huh.
I heard these people talk about they was at his church one time, and he said they was like, "Oh, Bishop, we want your anointing. Oh, we just have some of your anointing, Bishop." He was like, "Yeah, I pray that you have to stick your foot out in your car to stop it because you got holes in your floor."
He Flintstoning.
Oh, brother.
Wow.
And he was talking about how he had one suit, and brother, he went on. And so when you talk about I've heard about the inside of the shoe, but I've never had nobody to tell you.
Bro, yeah, you gotta walk a certain way. You can't raise your foot up. You gotta keep your foot.
It's gonna smack.
Bro, you can't show the bottom. The bottom gonna tail off on you.
Oh wow, D.
So yeah, he was. So
that hurt me, D.
If you got a good broke story, drop it in the comments. Drop it in the comments. He wasn't ready.
I wasn't ready for that.
He wasn't ready. Lucy said, well water, butane tanks for natural gas, walk into the country, hand-me-down clothes that people wore that year before, new to me clothes. Okay, all right. I get the country poor. I'm understanding the country poor. Ken say this subject is timely and needed. Listen, if you grew up in Ooey headquarters, let us know. Let us know what.
Yeah, that was I think it was Ooey.
And let me say, when you have conditions, single mothers raising several kids by themselves, not having the type of employment that would allow them to afford their kids certain luxuries, it's gonna be rough.
Well, not only that, but you learn at an early age what you have to do. I want to say I was 6 years old, and I want to say I was at home with. I want to say I was at home with the kids. I think my brother was 5, and my other brother was 3 or 2, something like that. And wasn't no daycare. Well, if you don't get in there, and it's funny because they would throw you for some of the stuff.
Yeah,
some stuff that our parents did back in the day. Oh, they would throw you under the jailhouse for doing that.
Oh man,
but that was the way of life for us.
What you talking about?
My mom left one day and she said, "Hey, I'm finna leave you here. Don't let nobody in the house." I said, "Okay."
Oh yeah.
She came back home. She knocked on the door. She said, "Baby, it's mom. Open the door." I said, "Can't do it. You told me not to let nobody in the house." And she beat on the door, and I ain't let her in. And she had to go to the office to get the key to get in the door. And she beat me till I was another white person when she got mad. I said, "You told me not to let nobody in, and I ain't letting you in either."
But I'll never forget my wife. Excuse me. My wife worked in a low income area teaching at school, and she had a young child in the school who she found out that the little girl was staying home by herself at night. So her mama would, tell her lock herself in her room. She had food and everything in her room for her, and just don't open the door, don't do nothing. And of course, my wife didn't grow up like that, so that was very alarming. When she told me, I was like, "Oh wow," because the mother had to go to work. She worked a night job. That was a job she could find at the time, so she had to work this night job. And so my wife was like, tell your mama she better do something right now. I'm a reporter. And I'm like, no. But the little girl did have a father who he had another child at the school. And so she would see the other child and she was like, you tell her, make arrangements because I'm about to
get up in your bed.
But luckily, she was able to make arrangements. The little girl came and told her, hey, I'm gonna stay with my daddy and all the stuff.
The struggle is real. The struggle was
real. But I understood.
Yeah. You didn't even blink, did you?
Oh no.
Blink,
no, but it was foreign to my wife, which is good. Is good. It was foreign to her. But for me, I was like, I understand that. When you were a single parent, you get the jobs you can, you work hard. And if you got kids, you just got to kind of make arrangements some kind of way. And if you ain't got nobody to watch them, you can't afford to pay nobody to watch them. You just like, all right.
When food,
lock yourself in here.
Food was a scarcity. My wife, when she was younger, food was something that they didn't perhaps get as much as they were supposed to. Because she's a foodie now. Oh. She loves food and she eats it slow. Yeah, don't rush her because it'll be a fight. She it's two things you don't mess with in her life. They both start with F. That's food and food. Don't mess with neither one of them.
Oh, kids, I need Pastor Derek Smith anointing. Can I pay for it? No, you can't pay for this. You can't pay for this. This didn't come easy. He says, I know all about poverty, surviving off the land and ocean. We had to hunt to survive and dive for seafood, etc. Skin possum to sell the skin and then eat the meat.
Did you say possum?
Possum.
Hold on a second. Wait. So hold on. I got a possum story.
You got a possum story.
So I was in the country with somebody, and I just remember when they say, I was like, what y'all cooking? They said possum. I'm like, ooh, I want to see.
No, you don't.
And they raised that book on that book was sitting like this. And I say, how y'all gonna eat something that's got a smirk on its face? That possum had a smirk on its face. How can you eat that?
Hey man, you ever been hungry before?
That's how you eat it.
Dr. Selena says, we weren't poor, but we were broke-ish. Middle class amongst upper echelons in an affluent area. My weekends consisted of cleaning in church as my classmates went to their lake house. Summer meant going to grandma's in the country while classmates vacationed in the south of France for summer. So yeah, she grew up in a affluent area.
Just made enough money.
Like Dave Chappelle said, we was
enough money to live to be poor over there.
Right. Dave Chappelle said we lived just good enough to grow up poor around.
Right there. Yes.
Lucy says, I'm the oldest of four. We were so poor. That's what. How poor were you? I remember my mom waiting for all of us to finish eating and ate our leftovers. You trying to mess up some tails around here. I vowed to never see her do that again. So you start walking around with your eyes closed. So I ain't gonna see it. Let me stop. No, I'm playing. But no, that's
my eyes closed.
I vowed never to see it again.
I think Lucy gonna get the award.
I think Lucy. I think she may. She may have won. I think I'm bowing out on this one.
For real.
But now you grow up and things may get better a little bit. Your jobs may get better in the whole nine, but it still follows you.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It still follows you. And so you end up with enough resources to be fine, but still in this struggle because that mindset has such a grip on you that you steadily wrestling and fighting with it. Right? So we want to let y'all know so you know how to know if you have a poverty mindset. Right? How to recognize a poverty mindset. We got 5 signs that you have a poverty mindset. All right. The first one is a scarcity mentality. Scarcity mentality, believing that there's never enough money, resources, or anything, or opportunities to go around. Now, what typically happens when there's scarcity?
You think it's not going to be enough. So
what does that do for in a environment, in a neighborhood or whatever, when it seems like there's not enough to go around?
You don't take care of your responsibilities.
You don't take care of responsibilities, but people see opportunity. If you got it, I got to take what's yours.
Oh, sure. That's true. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Scarcity means stealing.
Oh, man.
Scarcity means
violence. Somebody gonna try to take it or something like this.
Mm-hmm.
And this is part of it. When you feel like there's not enough to go around, right? That's that scarcity mentality. And you start this hoarding behavior is a part of that too. If you're a hoarder, you can feel like you got to hold on to everything. Me, I would throw stuff away in a heartbeat. But if you feel like that's a scarcity mentality, right? So that's one sign. The second sign is fear of spending and investing.
Wow.
Fear of spending and investing, reluctance to spend money on necessary or beneficial things. Now, specifically necessary or beneficial things. People in poverty, what do they tend to spend their money on?
Stuff right now.
The
stuff that's gonna make them feel good in that moment.
Entertainment is a premium in poverty. This is why everybody can't wait. Go to the club.
Make you feel good. It's like church on Sundays.
Listen. Oh, now you want to kick up some dust now.
It make you
talk
feel,
about it.
It make you feel good for that moment. For that 2 hours that you're there, I'm gonna shot the walls down. I'm gonna run around that bad boy. It's gonna make me. I'm gonna do everything I can to make me forget about my car notes that I don't have the money for, the stuff I'm overextending myself
my goodness.
in. So when I'm at church, I'm gonna come out there. We gonna church. When I come out of there, you gonna
7
know
hours.
What? You gonna know, and this one
7 hours.
We don't mind being there 7 hours because it keeps us away from what reality is. Man.
Oh man.
Reality is the house about to fall in on you. You ain't got enough bills. You eat tuna fish. I mean, one day we was at church and had to go back for a 3:00 service, and everybody was talking about what they were going to eat after church. And we was like, I think we probably had about $20, $25 or something.
Oh wow.
And we went to the store and bought some eggs, made some tuna fish. And everybody was back at church talking about the steaks and stuff there. And we was like, well, what y'all eat? We like,
see y'all was fasting. See y'all was fasting.
Oh, we told we ate some tuna fish sandwich, some Lay's or something. They would look there like, say, man, you trying to make me cry? I'll never forget the look on his face when he said, because I guess I was supposed to lie.
Oh,
no, listen, we were at church trying to get away from life because life had us on that merry-go-round. We was whooping legs. It was switching.
So
legs.
let me ask you this: do you feel that church, and I'm gonna keep it specific, black church, perpetuates poverty?
See, if I say yeah, I'm gonna have to say why.
Yeah, of course, because I want the why.
I think it acts as a not as a savior, but it does what the club does. It makes me feel good in that moment.
Pick your poison.
While not teaching me how to get out of it.
Oh, okay.
It only teaches me to be back Wednesday night, Friday night, and Sunday morning.
Right.
But without teaching me how to get out of the mindset. It wasn't until Dr. Miles Monroe came to my church that I was at and said to us, you should not be waiting to die to get your cattle on 1,000 Hill. You should be living that now. God wanted us to have heaven on earth here.
Yeah.
We'll be living like it. And I was like, wait a minute. You mean to tell me it's more to this thing than just living from check to check? That my life hadn't been the same since.
Wow. No, you're absolutely right. I think it's something. If says crabs in a barrel, absolutely. I think it's something because you have people sitting there waiting on miracles.
Yes,
and
financial miracles.
Ain't no financial miracle can get you out of a poverty mindset
if you got a hole in your pocket.
No financial miracle. It's about changing your mind. That's why the Bible talks about repenting. I got to change my way of thinking. I got to change my mind. This leads to me having more because the way I'm thinking is different and I operate different. If I don't change that, then like you said, it's like putting money in a bag with a hole in it. So you got to change your mind. All right. The third thing is limited vision for the future.
Now, you said this. You talked about how we don't invest. That's exactly why it's so important to invest, because it allows us to create nest eggs for our future. Yeah. When you have a poverty mentality, most of the time we deal with it like we deal with everything else. Whatever kind of comes, we just kind of deal with it accordingly. Yeah. We deal with retirement the same way we deal with the rest of our life. Whatever comes, it comes to us. Whatever we got to do, that means we got to work till we 85, 90. We just do it. We don't make no excuses for it. Yeah. We just do what we have. We do what we have to do because that's what we're used to. That's what we were accustomed to.
Yeah. I can't plan for greater later.
Yes.
Because my mind is too fixed on right now.
I'm struggling now.
It's the survival mentality. It's survival mode.
That's the word we've been looking for.
Yeah. When you're in survival mode, you can't see tomorrow.
Yes.
You can't see tomorrow.
Your stomach hurting today.
Right. It's hurting right now. And what sacrifice can I make now that'll make me okay enough to hold out for tomorrow that can actually be better?
Yeah.
Listen, it's all about the pain of right now. The pain of right now is motivating our decisions. That's why they have check cashing places and tote notes. And that's why they have them, because everybody's living for right now. They understand that certain demographics, certain areas, socioeconomic, situations, this is the mentality. And they create businesses, they create just all types of things to prey on people like that. I tell people all the time, there is big profit in pain.
Oh yeah.
Pain is big profit. If somebody can catch you hurting, they can take advantage of you all kinds of ways.
Because you're desperate.
Because you're desperate. Because you're desperate. So when you talk about having a vision for the future, I'm trying to make it right now. And you get stuck in that mode and you never get to, because tomorrow never comes.
I let tomorrow worry about tomorrow. Well, I'm trying to find food for the day.
Yeah, but tomorrow never comes because I waste everything in today.
Yeah.
I waste everything in the day. All right. Next sign. The next sign is you have a blame or victim mentality. You have a blame or victim mentality, right? Frequently attributing to one's financial situation to external factors. You got external factors happening that's causing your money to come up short, rather than taking responsibility and seeking proactive solutions.
Oftentimes when you in it, man, it's hard to see. It's hard to see the victim mentality when you in it. I never forget, I don't know if you remember this. Remember when Pastor Julio, remember him?
Pastor Julio, yeah.
Julio?
Yeah.
He had preached this message about how we have our money and the enemy just come to take our money. He tied a rope on some money and he put it in his pocket and say, when you walking, the enemy just pulls on your money to be gone. You look up and it be gone. And I saw a post on Facebook. It says, I had $2,300 to hit at 6 o'clock. And at 6:15, I had $95 in my bank account.
Oh wow.
Well, because we're not taught to tell our money what to do. We're not taught to take control of our money and tell it what to do. Our money tells us what to do.
Yeah.
Our money controls us.
Yeah. And people talk about the thief, right? Because it sounds good that the devil comes snatching money out your pocket.
He say the thief when we the thief.
No, for real. Because we immediately attribute that to being the devil when it's really our habits. Our habits are the thief. And until we see the thief as our own habits and how we conduct in our own business and living our lives, we continuously pass the buck. This is what I say, that blame and victim mentality. We are a victim of the devil. We victim of old Sloopfoot out there doing. He can't do no
Doing
more
us
than
dirty.
we allow him to do.
Doing us out there dirty, D.
He can't do no more than we allow. And that's the thing. That's part of that poverty mentality. Keep shifting blame instead of just taking responsibility and saying, hey, this stops today. I gotta change this and doing what's necessary.
But so let me ask this. So if you want me to take, and I know we got one more to go, but if you want me to take responsibility for my life, I have to trust somebody higher than me, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're going to the next. Man.
Because at some point, because I'll say that some point you got to say, regardless of if I'm all right or not, I got to at least try to do this.
Okay.
You kind of there's a slight shift from the survival mentality to where you like, if it take me out, or well, at least I'm gonna try to get up out of here. If
there is a caveat to what we're saying, it's a lot easier to go through this when you're by yourself rather than when you have your wife or your family with you.
Talk about it.
Oh Lord.
Talk about it.
To be in an apartment and the lights are off. So it's 80, 90 degrees outside.
Yeah.
You don't want to got the little fans so you can sleep, because you can't sleep. It's impossible for me to sleep if sweat is running from me.
Right.
Right. And you're trying to make sure that your babies with ice and all this, trying to make sure your baby's good.
Oh wow.
So they can sleep while you. Oh my God. Oh, it's just so much. Oh brother. It was when I tell you,
goodness.
It was tough. Oh my God, it was tough, man. Oh, it was tough. Tough. Oh.
Lucy says, I heard something today that blew my mind. He said, manifestation requires participation. Manifestation comes with instructions. We have to be taught. Absolutely. Absolutely. If we're not participating, then we're waiting on miracles.
Oh, constantly.
We're constantly waiting on miracles. It was never meant for us to survive and live on miracles.
Yes.
Miracles are temporary things that God does in the moment to get you to the next. It's not a permanent fix. And that's the thing people fail to understand. Jesus had to warn people after he healed them. All right, don't go do no more foolish stuff or it's going to come back. Right? So absolutely, we got to participate in getting better. As long as we sitting around waiting for miracles, and I hate being in religious spaces where people start talking about miracles and everybody starts shouting, everybody start getting excited, all this type of stuff. And I'm like, it's not that easy. It's not that easy. I never forget, Dr. Miles Monroe used to say, wherever there is no management, God will not allow things to grow. Wow. He said that's a principle. He said no matter how much you pray, if there's no management of whatever the stuff is, he won't let it grow. And if we keep passing the buck waiting for miracles, you got people that sit in church forever waiting on miracles, and it's not gonna happen that way.
Yeah, but think about how difficult that is, living from miracle to miracle, man. Just think about it.
Oh yeah,
because they ain't coming like a paycheck coming every week.
Sure ain't.
They come in 3 to 6 months at least.
Hey man, but like you said, if I can make people feel good enough to do that, that's fine. Dr. Selena says, I agree. That's the difference between struggling and sacrificing, the discipline and knowledge. Absolutely. That's huge. That's important. And a lot of times this in the poverty mentality, we don't see the value. It's hard for us to recognize the value in discipline. Because with a poverty mentality, discipline just seems like torturing myself for no good reason.
Man, if you love or enjoy what we're doing, please, guys, like, share, and subscribe. Tell somebody about what we're doing. Also, for our TikTok followers, follow us and like us on TikTok as well. Remember, guys, like, share, and subscribe, and tell somebody. Don't be selfish all your life. Be a blessing. Be a blessing, babies. Now back to breaking the broke mindset. Manhood, money, and making it work.
Before I go to the next one, saw a video not too long ago. This man, his wife, and their kids, right? Fall on hard times.
Mm-hmm.
They go to the wife's mother's house. And they like, we just been kicked out of our place, need a place to stay. The mother, she said to the wife and the kids, y'all can stay here, but he can't stay here.
I think I remember saying something like that.
She said, he can't stay here. He's a grown man. He can't stay here. Was she wrong in doing so?
Well, I can't say she was wrong. That's her house.
Yeah.
And because that's her house and you have allowed yourself to be at the mercy of somebody else, hey, whatever their rules are, that goes. And we expect people to have sympathy, and they don't necessarily have to have sympathy, because one of the things about people that we know, they know us. And more importantly, they know our habits and know what we've been doing.
Yeah.
And so that daughter has been talking to her mom about what he's been doing.
Wow.
Thus, mama, can we stay? Oh, you think I forgot about what you told me?
Wow.
You think I forgot about what we were talking about? Because she gonna talk to her mama about that man who ain't taking care of what he's supposed to, because she gonna talk to somebody. Yep. So do I think it's fair? I think it's absolutely fair if she don't want him to stay there, because that's her house.
And you bring up a good point. When we fail to properly manage ourselves to where we come up out of that poverty mentality, we are subject to other people's decisions. We make ourselves subject to other people's decisions.
I remember me and my brothers had to go and stay with one of my mom's friends. And I'll never forget, we were in there and they had left going somewhere. And we were in the living room watching TV.
Mm-hmm.
And so they walk in the house and now remember, we staying with somebody. So we sitting on their couch watching TV. And the little girl says, "Oh, look, mama, they trying to take over." And I never forget how I never forget how it made me feel.
Oh man.
Because I'm like, we just trying. What do you want to sit in the corner? You want us? Yeah. What do you want us to do? You want us to not be? We don't want to be here.
Yeah.
And I just remember I just will never forget how it made me feel.
Yeah.
Like, wow, we're trying to survive.
Yeah. Last thing you do is get comfortable. See, but the kids don't have that social awareness to know I need to make myself as small and as invisible as possible in this situation. Yeah. Because you know what I'm saying? We don't have that. So we're being kids and somebody has something to say and we don't understand at the time. But no, man, that's trauma. That's trauma. Dr. Selena says yes. Talking about the situation with the husband. That's an extension of her family. If you're going to help your daughter, they're a package deal. Help them get on their feet. All right. So she says that the mother was wrong for saying that the husband couldn't stay too.
But now she could have said she could have said that. But I'm pretty sure she went in there. Come on, kids. It sounds like she went in there.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure she did.
When it fixed up.
Ifia says the man is supposed to be the provider, so let him go out there and figure out how to provide for his family. He would have gotten too comfortable in that house. Wow. Wow.
I don't know. I'm trying to sit back. I'm not gonna let y'all just dog with me there. Listen. Okay, she said would have got too comfortable. Okay, maybe it would have.
I mean, of course,
you can't really take up for nobody that's ass out.
Yeah, yeah. Well, because do you feel like there's less sympathy for men than women?
Because they're gonna blame it on him. They're gonna say it's his fault, regardless of what is going on. Either he did or he allowed it.
All right, let's go to our fifth sign. Sign number 5. So you have a poverty mentality, negative self-talk, and low self-worth.
Wow.
Negative self-talk. This is when you keep telling yourself, no matter what you do, it's not gonna work. Oh, it worked for everybody else, but it ain't gonna work for me.
Listen, boy, I don't think there's nothing more important than speaking positively to yourself. Because whatever you believe is probably gonna happen.
Yeah.
You can speak bad on you just like you can speak good on you.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah. The Bible talks about God is not giving us a spirit of fear, but a power, love, and a sound mind. And I found out what that spirit of fear is. Spirit of fear is when you look at something and all you can see is what could go wrong.
Wow.
That's the spirit of fear. Yeah. When you look at a situation, when you look at something you need to do, something you need to take on, and all you can focus on is what could go wrong.
You didn't really
That's
say.
The spirit of fear.
You didn't really say what you thought the man should. You didn't really give your opinion of what you thought about whether or not the.
It depends. Like I say, it's a lot surrounding it because you don't know how they got there.
Does it really matter though?
Yeah, it matters. It matters. If he's in a pursuit of better and falls on hard times, you put a time limit on him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't let him get comfortable. But this is an acute situation where they need a place to stay. They need a place to stay. Now, granted, hopefully he got friends or something that, y'all gonna stay here. I'm fine. I'll go and, or sleeping in the car, man. That could be motivation.
What?
Say, this shall not happen to me ever again.
Yes. Yeah, you're right.
And you say right. We never know how far life has to take somebody before they say
that's it. No
that's
more.
it. No.
That part.
That part. I'm changing this today.
Yeah, you're right.
Right.
And being away from your family, even if you do have another place to go, there would nothing turn me up more than knowing that my family, we can't be together because of whatever circumstance, whatever happened, the job, whatever it is. Because now, especially, it's always something you can do to keep money coming in. It's always something that may not be enough. Yeah. You may have the problem is I don't believe people have a problem with scaling back when issues are coming. Bring it back some. Bring it back some.
Yeah. A poverty mentality it won't allow you to see your resourcefulness. Wow, we have abilities, we have talents, we have things that could probably generate what we need, but if we don't see it, then it's no good. Lucy says, if he can't go, I can't go. We're in this together. We know the circumstances. Okay. We got a few people riding for the husband, and some people like,
well, all right.
Put that joke outside. Let that cold weather deal with him real quick. So that's just 5 signs that you may have a poverty mentality. And the issue is when you make a decision to change, when you make a decision that you really want better, you want to do better for yourself, you want to have better for you and your family and everything, that poverty mentality has to be wrestled down. Oh. Ain't no prayer gonna get rid of it. Well, but you gotta wrestle it down.
But to that point though, you know what's crazy about that? Because stuff is gonna always come up to keep you in that. For example, when you decide this is what I'm not going to do again, I won't be back here again. Yeah, it's going to be the car gonna need this. You're gonna need tires. You're gonna need some fix. It's gonna be something always pulling your money different directions to where you gotta say, listen, I need to be this or do this or get a plan, because if I don't, we're going to be right back where we were before. And I gotta make sure that we don't get back there. Because it's always gonna be something. Oh man, listen, there is a spirit attached to that poverty mentality.
And that's what I'm saying. It's more of a spiritual issue than a financial issue. That's what people fail to realize. Let's run them down one more time so you get them. 5 signs you have a poverty mentality. Number 1, scarcity mentality. Second one, you have a fear of spending and investing. The third one, you have limited vision for the future. The fourth one, you have a blame and victim mentality. And the fifth one is negative self-talk and low self-worth. All right. If you register that, any of those things register with you, you can have a poverty mentality.
You know what's most important to me? The third one. When you talk about your future, the reason why, man, is because we think we're gonna live forever.
Oh wow.
And you lay down and you're 25 and you wake up and you 55.
Wow.
And you like, oh, what am I gonna do about retirement? What am I gonna do about my life? I've been so caught up in this mentality of making money for and living for today that tomorrow is at the door and I can't answer the door. I have you because retirement is something we have to prepare for. And if you don't prepare for it, you'll be greeting at Walmart. You'll be doing something that you don't want to do because you hadn't prepared for your future.
That's a great point, because it's not enough to just say, I don't want this.
No,
it's not enough.
No, it's not.
The difference between 25 and waking up and you 55, the difference is planning. It's planning. And remember, we don't plan with the poverty mentality because we can't see tomorrow. We can only see now.
Yeah.
Right? We so preoccupied. So you gotta trust God to say, if you take care of today, I'll handle, I'll shift my focus. And that trust sets in, and you start. Now you said something important. When you start making this change,
it's coming.
Something gonna happen.
Something gonna happen. Yes.
I remember Dr. Myron Golden. He says all the time, it's a principle. It always happens. Disruption follows intention. Disruption. He said, whenever you intend or you set off on an intention to do something, a disruption will always come up. And it's not to deter you, but just to check your resolve to make sure that you locked in. But you have to expect it. Dave Ramsey, in his financial peace plan, this is why he had the whole emergency fund thing, right? You have to have emergency fund. I don't know what that emergency fund is. I don't know if it kind of for inflation. It was $1,000. I don't know if $1,000 gonna get it. I don't know if it's gonna get it no more.
Yeah, man.
But it was so he called it Murphy's Law. If Murphy's Law, something can go wrong, it will go wrong.
Yeah.
And it's to kind of put some distance between you and that occurrence. If you have a little something set aside to deal with something that all of a sudden comes up, and let me tell you, a party is not an emergency.
Oh yeah,
it's not an emergency. You got to be clear on what's an emergency. Lucy says, "Don't make older you hate your younger you." Absolutely.
You better say yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So we're talking about having a broke mindset. How does that look when you with somebody?
Well, it's funny. It looks the same depending on her mindset or his mindset.
That's huge.
Because the problem with me and Cheryl was we both had it. And it was, you might as well have got us up in the morning and threw us in the swimming pool with no sides.
Oh, wow.
Because it was like you're trying to get out of that pool constantly for the past 20 years. We were like, and you keep going through something. And after a while, you just lay on the floor and say, I'm tired. I'm tired, y'all. I'm tired of this.
Right.
Oh, man. Though it's now because, and that's why conversation needs to be had when you get married, because you need to try to figure out who he is and who she is, because ultimately, if it's the woman that has the poverty mindset and the man doesn't, it depends on how what do you want her to do with the money? Because you got to make her understand what spending is, and how you got to educate her. And the same with whoever the person is that doesn't know, they have to be educated, and more importantly, they have to want to be. D.
Yeah. You gotta manage the low points of life too. When I see them at the low points, when something happens, you don't feel good. You had a bad day at work, you lost a job or do something, then you medicate with
spending.
Oh,
that was so me.
You medicate with spending.
My God. I got to make with some shirt, shoes. It's got to be something that's gonna make me.
Let me
feel
do
better.
something to make me feel better about myself, and it's typically going to involve some money coming out of my pocket.
Yes. True.
So we got to better manage.
And you got to mature. No, you got to mature past that. D.
Oh yeah.
Mature.
Yeah.
And you know it's funny. We have different feelings about what a real man is.
Mm.
Maturing financially is what a real man is. Because people that I've been asked this question, if you could do it again, would you do it? And I would say, I wouldn't do that to my wife until I mature financially. Because I wouldn't want anybody to go through that with me again.
Yeah.
Not until you mature. Because if she means enough to me, I'll make sure I get it and get it in a hurry so I can hurry up and get her.
Yeah. And there's nothing like getting to a better place in life as far as income goes, but still feeling like I can't get it done.
Yeah.
It's not happening. It's not working. When it's all about how we're looking at it. Because when we actually take a look at it, we're doing way better than what our minds are telling us.
Oh, yeah.
This is why you got to, old folks say, take inventory. You know what I'm saying? You got to go back. You got to really look at things, right? You got to set things out on paper a lot of times so you see what it really is. And a lot of times it's that fear that keeps us from actually sitting down and actually doing that. Cheryl says, when you get sick and tired of being sick and tired, you will look for ways to get out of those situations. Change is hard, but necessary. Listen, it's always the hard things that lead to the better things, right? I remember Les Brown used to say, if you make your way hard, life will be easy. But if you make your way easy, life will be hard.
Yeah. Les was bad. Les was bad boy.
Oh, man. And that's what poverty mentality is stuck on, trying to make it easy.
Absolutely.
We look for the easy way out. We look for the hookup. And let me tell you, the hookup is not godly.
Well, the hookup ain't never the hookup.
No.
Believe me, I know.
Right.
It ain't never the hookup.
Right.
Because doing it the right way is going to make it better for you in the future anyway.
Next thing you know, you got some brother approaching you at your job saying, yeah, Bird. I remember Bird, we used to call her Cola.
No.
I got you this job, man. I got you this job.
Now you ain't got to go through all that.
Oh, right.
Now I got to knock him out.
That's a soul food reference for anybody who's wondering.
Yeah, now you got to bust him upside his head.
But it's a challenge. It's a challenge, especially as a man. It's a challenge to come up in a poverty mindset and then fight to get from under it when you get older.
Absolutely.
You learn some things about how to increase your earning potential, but that thing is still lingering, it's still hovering, and it's got control of you to the point to where that future is still not lining up the way it needs to line up. So we have to change our mode of operation. We can't operate the same. That means we got to leave behind a lot of the stuff that we was taught, a lot of the philosophies that, are not serving us. We got to get rid of them.
I heard somebody say, if you wake up in the morning and your life is not heading in the direction that you want it to be heading in, then you need to change your philosophy. Your philosophy is broken or wrong. You need to change it. You need to change it and start your life going in the direction that you want to go toward. Too often times in life, we wake up and we're frustrated with life and we don't know why. Yeah. And your philosophy are the thoughts and ideas you love and live by. Yes. That's your philosophy. Right? But you got to make sure those philosophies are lining up with real principles and that they're serving you. Principles are the key. There are laws to how life works. There are rules to how life works, and God set them in place. But if we don't abide by them, then we suffer. And a lot of times what we're doing is trying to cope with the suffering. Rather than change, we want to cope with the suffering. Yeah. So whether pick your poison, whether it's the club or whether it's the church, when all they doing is shouting and all this type of stuff and no real education is going forth,
It's the same thing. It's
Wow.
the same thing.
Weed or some alcohol. That's a lot of bad habits are developed in poverty mindsets.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Final thoughts. Wow, man. It flew by, man. My final thought for this evening is this, man. Whew. You know, we oftentimes we look at people that are successful and we say, man, I wish I could do that. Well, I got some news for you. You can, but it starts somewhere. At one point or another, everybody was in your situation. But because you're in that situation, you don't have to stay there. With some discipline and hard work, you can become anything you want to become. I used to really want to count the money at the church. I never got to count it, but I used to look in that room, though. They would never let me count that money. Okay, here we go. I used to want to look in that room and count that money. They would never let me go on the keeping up with old stuff, talking about I used to steal back in the day. That's my final thought. Guys.
Yeah, we're gonna put you on that usher board. That's where we're gonna keep you. You ain't get nowhere near that offering plate. No, sir. Keep you away from that offering plate. And let me say this. This is a personal one. For both of us. This is a personal one. Because we see the effects of it in our own lives, in the lives of those in our family who are still being captured by this whole thing. And we want things to get better. Be the change you want to see.
Let's go.
Be the change you want to see. Don't wait for other people to get it for you to get it. Sometimes you just got to be that person that's by yourself who just got to make it happen. But by all means, make it happen. If you deal with the thing now, and this is easier said than done, I understand. If you deal with the thing now, you can speed up the time where real good prosperity, real good health, all these things can begin to take place. We weren't put here to live this life of scarcity. God put us here to live a life of abundance, whether that's health, wealth, relationships, it's there for us. But we have to believe, and not only believe, but act on what we believe and make things happen the way they supposed to. And that's my final thoughts.
Woo, man, it flew by, brother.
Yeah.
Memory lane flew by. Memory lane flew by, sir.
Cheryl says, stop painting old fruit and start planting new roots. Myron Gold, absolutely. Absolutely. Listen, we're gonna be dealing with this a lot more. We're gonna pull in some people who got some information, who could share some things that could really help somebody, because we know y'all out there. We know y'all out there. We know y'all listening. Whether you hop in the comments or not, you know what I'm saying? That mentality could keep you out the comments because you feel like somebody gonna find out or figure it out.
Oh, we know who you are.
Listen, we want to help somebody. So
yes,
stay tuned. We're going to have more for you. We're trying to get better. Fia says, great show.
Thank you, Miss Afia.
We appreciate you. Appreciate everybody watching. Ken folk, thank you for pulling up.
Put them chairs up. Put that stuff up. Don't you put your ashes on that floor. You get that up.
It's time to go. All right. We're going to holler at y'all next time.
Y'all be blessed.
Peace out.